All right. Good morning, everyone. I am going to pause for just a few seconds and make sure that we are live. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, those are the two places we are streaming today. So I'm seeing it live. So as we have people join, if you guys want to pop in and say hello, let us know you're here. Would love to know who's here today. Welcome to our very, very special Monday Mindset. Typically, we come here, I present to you guys some, very motivational stuff that will help your week get going. But being that it is a Cyber Monday and the close of our Black Friday deals, which were pretty much open for the last 7 days. We've had a ton of people take advantage of all of those offers, but we also received quite a lot of questions. And we also had some people ask us a little bit more about Agency Remix and the platform, and they wanted more information. So that's what we're going to cover today. If you happen to be watching the replay, I would like to have you look at the time, look at the date, and make sure it is Monday, the 28th, before midnight at PST time. So Pacific Standard Time. And because the deals that we're talking about today, the offers we're making today, they do expire on the 28th at that time. So if you happen to be watching the replay, I would hate for you to get all the way through the end, go to buy something, and sure enough, it's tomorrow or past the date. So we're going to start there. So I'm going to jump in first and foremost and talk about, and we're not going to put up any slide presentation today or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about the deals and tell you what our deals are, just to reiterate those deals. And then before we end, I will pop up a slide, and that slide will actually have the deal on it, so you guys can see the coupons. But there's a website you can go to as well, and we'll put that in the messaging. So first and foremost, we had 4 deals for Black Friday. We had 4 deals. The first one was 50% off the X Success program. If that's something you've been wanting to get in, if that's something you've been interested in, it's a good time. And here's why. We've already had a decent amount of interest. We only need a few more people. If we get a few more people, I'm even going to do it live again. I don't often do that program live, but I would do it live. And what I mean by live is we go for 12 weeks in a row, where I pop on every week. We go over the material. We have a discussion. I answer questions live instead of you guys having to do it through the Facebook group or something else. So 50% off. That deal is on our page. So if you're looking for that, it's going to be agencyfasttrack.com, www.agencyfasttrack.com. You must put the www in there, /BF, which stands for Black Friday 2022. All the deals are there. The second deal we had was 50% off 10X. Why is this a huge deal? Well, I've already talked to a few people about this. When we founded that program, told everyone, hey, it's a special deal. We're going to sell it to you at this price, and we'll never do it again. And I meant that when I said it, but because of everything going on in the world, because of the way, we're seeing inflation and everything going on, we did decide to roll back time for this Black Friday only. We put 10X on sale for half off. If you ever want to be in 10X, now is the time. I doubt I do it again. So half off, which puts it at the price it was back when we founded it. So that also can be found on the Black Friday page. The third deal was content, both SEO optimized content and just normal content. And if you want to know the difference, watch the replay from last week, watch that restream, and definitely all the questions were answered there. I'm not going to go back over that for the sake of time today, because we have a great demo coming up. So with that said, our content is 50% off. I'm sorry, 20% off. and 20% off added to the normal percentage you get when you buy packs. Our biggest pack is actually 45% off. So if you're someone who buys content from us already, a bunch of you guys do, now's the time to stock up for 2023. If you're like me, December is my month. November and December are my months to look at everything I'm going to spend in the first half of 2023, sometimes all of 2023. And I start doing all that now so I can defer my taxes, so to speak, by having the write-offs this year instead of next year. I always recommend to people, great tip for you, anything you're going to buy at least in the first quarter, don't do it in the first quarter. If you have the money now, do it now, because it's a write-off. So even all these programs, everything you're looking at, we had someone who was thinking about doing Agency Remix. And that's one of the things I said, we've got a lifetime deal, we've got a yearly deal. And on those deals, again, if you jump in there today, you save on your taxes. So that's it. I didn't want to take a lot of time. I wanted to go back over those 3 deals. If you have questions, please, please, please go ahead and put your questions in the chat wherever you are, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook watching this. Put your questions in the chat. We will answer the questions. We will answer the questions as they come up in the order they come up. Now, with that said, want you guys to remember on Facebook, if you need to be identified, you have to click the link that Danny put out there. That's going to give permission for the system. It's going to give permission for the system to display your name, because remember, these are recorded and then immediately put out there for the world to see. Some people do or do not want to show your face and your name. So you can stay anonymous if you choose. All right, with that, we're going to get to the meat of why I know a lot of people are going to be here today, why a lot of people are going to be watching the replay today. And that's because we had a secret we kind of shared last Monday, and we talked about launching our brand new platform in a founder version. And I'm first going to explain that to you. What that means is we are opening up to a very limited number of people. And that limited number of people, when we get them, we're going to close. Now, we have a limited number of spots at a certain price. We might not fill all those today, so we will open this again at that price down the road. We don't know when down the road is. The last time we closed the doors on a program like this, we didn't reopen for a year. That's right now. So keep that in mind when you make your decisions. But Agency Remix is a platform that's really built for a myriad of things, right? So we're not talking about just SaaS. The number one thing it can do, of course, is really deliver SaaS services to your customers, to your clients, and also for your business. I want to focus on that for a sec. And I think Danny would agree. If you're going to sell these services to your customers, you should be eating your own, product, right? You should be consuming your own product. We are going to start a series December 6th. And on December 6th, we are actually going to start sales. And we're going to start talking about sales and how to get more customers. But Danny is doing an onboarding session with every single person who joins Agency Remix. One-on-one, you and him. He's not only going to get everything set up for you and help you get everything configured, he's also going to answer any of your questions, give you some advice, talk to you about the platform. That has to happen before you can actually start doing stuff. Now, here's the thing. I know there's a bunch of people who already reached out to us and said, hey, we want to get on with Danny right away, but Danny's booked. So if you have questions, now's the time to ask them in this meeting. If you're watching the replay today and you did not get all your questions answered, we are only going to honor the founder's deal and let you in if you book a call with Danny today before midnight PST. So if for some reason you do not join the platform by midnight PST, the Agency Remix platform, the only other people we will let in are people who have already booked with Danny, period. We also can't guarantee the lifetime deals. Those are first come, first serve. I've had a couple people ask me already, will you save me a spot? I can't. That's not fair. It's not fair to people who jumped on it. Again, if you don't know the lifetime deals, the reason why we're offering them is we're crowdsourcing a lot of what we're doing. We have to buy licensing. We have to get our developers to build a bunch of stuff that, we've kind of got you guys excited about. And so we're using all funds that we collect, especially in those lifetime deals, to crowdsource and pay a lot of the stuff and get it done quicker. So Danny is going to, at some point, put in the chat. Danny didn't know it, but Danny's going to put a link to his calendar. If you have already signed up for Agency Remix and you have not got on Danny's calendar, you need to do that immediately. Like when he drops that link, if you're watching, do it now, because he is getting so full up. We need to go ahead and get you on there. He wants to onboard every single person by hand, and he spends a decent amount of time with each person. So he doesn't have a ton of appointments available. If, again, you have questions and you have not gotten them answered and you want a spot in Agency Remix, you must book by midnight. Midnight. All right. So I see Danny has put his calendar up there. Again, please do not schedule an appointment for anything other than to talk to Danny about joining the platform, period. Do not use that calendar link for anything else. Do not use that calendar link to ask him about agency fast track programs. He doesn't have any information for you. Please be cognizant of Danny's time and do not just schedule because, hey, you just want to chat with Danny. Maybe another time he can do that, but not right now. He's pretty booked up. Nice. Is that Jesper? Jesper Neeson in the house. I'm pretty excited. We're going to get talking about the platform, but since Danny threw it out there, I'm going to go ahead and drop this. Mr. Jesper Neeson is the owner of Yax. Yax is an amazing cloud platform for SEO. And yes, we are in talks with Jesper to actually integrate some features and do some things with his software in Agency Remix. And we're pretty dang excited about that. So let's do it.
We're looking into it. We obviously don't want to speak on his behalf, but we're definitely looking into it.
We're speaking on his behalf.
Yeah.
We broke bread. We had dinner together. So I'm excited about it. I think it's an amazing platform. Everyone's, just raving about it. So I'm very excited about that. And that's something, let's get right into it. Let's talk about Agency Remix. So if you guys don't know, I'm going to start with the elephant in the room. I have had so many people say, oh, are you just repackaging high level? No, this is not high level. It's not a repackaged high level. It's not high level. Is it like high level? Yeah, kind of. It has a lot of the features high level has. It has a lot of the SaaS tools you can resell to your customers. But in my personal opinion, it's a bigger, badder, more badass version that also has additional features and the ability to extend the platform. What do I mean by that? We are going to be able to work with people like Jesper, people like Ted with Cora. We're going to be able to work with other people. We're in talks with Randy Rode for PR service, et cetera, et cetera. We actually have the ability to extend the platform in a way that our dream is to make this the biggest, baddest, kick-ass service for SEOs and web designers that will really help them build their business, make a ton of money, and more importantly, make your life easier. Why? Because that's what we are. That's what we are. And I have been trying to solve this puzzle for years, and this is the final piece, right? I've got all my processes. I got everything ready. Now I'm just trying to integrate them in a piece of software that does it all for you. So with that, we are going to demo the system. Danny, I would probably say you go first and just give them the 10,000 foot overview of the system. And then I'll also jump on after you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the web builder and some things about web design and SEO, because we're actually testing the platform with SEO.
Right. So let me get this going. All right. So I'm going to fly through this. So basically, this is the main dashboard for Agency Remix. And what's cool is we can put onboarding steps for our clients here. So we can ask for watch this video or click here to fill out this form. and we get to program this to our customers. One of my favorite features. Okay. We have a pipeline builder, right? And actually, I'm going to go ahead and use a different pipeline because you can have multiple ones. And Vince, it's a different software besides, it's called Yax, different software. Yext is something else. They sound similar, but we'll go into what Jesper software is in a little bit, and you can look it up. So basically, this is our pipeline here. And of course, it's like our to-do list, and we can do all kinds of cool stuff, right? So we have our pipelines. We can assign it to contacts. This is the CRM part, right? So I'm going to go into, let me see here. Let's choose one of my dummy ones. There we go. So this is the contact view screen. And of course, we can do notes, send emails, SMS, create a meeting, stores our info. And then this is how we give sub accounts. We can give someone a sub account and give them a login, and then they have their own account under you. And that's what we do. That's how we monetize this for agencies. So Local Remix is our agency version of the software. So but Local Remix, what we do is we find customers and we create them a login just like this, and it keeps track. This is the activity. We've got our notes, different chat conversations that we've had. We can see what form fills have been filled out. We can look at them. We can edit them. And even if they fill out more than one, they're all listed here in order. These are automation emails going out, which we have it here. Automation SMS text going out. And then this is just the record of what they've gone through in automations. Over here, we can add people to automations. We can add people to pipelines and so forth. Billing, there's stored credit cards and purchases, transactions, and invoices. All right. And then we have forms. The forms are really, really cool. So I'm going to show you, this is the form that's on our website right now. Pretty simple. And we have a lot of different kinds of fields that we can go in here and program. Lots of them. It's wonderful. Create multi-steps. And there's a lot of control in here, guys. Like we can go in here and add more variables. For those of you programmers, we can do custom logic in there. We can hide it. We can show it depending on answers further up in the form. So conditional, showing things conditionally. And we can also do some scripts if you need to compute the data in the form and so forth. All right. Forms are awesome here. We have our calendar. Big upgrade coming up here soon in the next month or two. And we can go in here, create our calendars and so forth. And we're working on some new integrations, but you have your booking calendar. I'm going to let Lisa go over the sites and everything because that's her department. Our automation builder, this is how we build automations. It's a little bit more flexible, I'll say. So I'm just going to show you something that's really cool that we did. Actually, let me give you a better one. This one has a phone system in it. That's one of the cool features in the system. So we have an incoming call coming in. It's checking to see if the business is open or not. If it's not, it's doing a lookup for the contact, which is just housekeeping here. And then we're going to do a missed call text back because they called outside of hours. We send them a text saying, hey, we missed your call. And it sends them to voicemail, hangs up. If it's during business hours, doing a check to see if they're a user in the system or a contact. If they are, we go down the yes, and we can take them down a different route. If they're not, you go down a different route. So that's why there's yes and no's. Then it's press 1 to get our specials or to transfer the call. So we'll just say this is sales. And if they don't answer, missed call, text back, voicemail, and so forth. So we can build a lot of different things. These are the different blocks. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here. But what's cool is we could sell stuff in the middle of here, our subscriptions. So it's a lot easier to automate than other systems that I've used. We can install templates. That's what this is. So for example, like let's say Lisa and I build a pest control template. Well, we can have a form. You fill it out. You fill out that form. It'll install it for you automatically. no links to share, this and that. That's how flexible this system is. You can do API calls, Facebook conversions. This is my favorite section. We can do randoms. So what that means is we can go ahead and create a bunch of different versions of the same message. And like, let's say happy birthday. We could have, in this case, 6 different happy birthdays with different images, different ways of saying the same things. It goes down randomly, so it seems more human instead of the same birthday message every year. Okay. Conditional stuff, which is basically your if-else statements in the other system. We can do Node.js for you programmers, so you can program formulas in here, really flex. So you can give quotes. You know, if it's pest control, you can ask how many square feet is your house and how many floors or whatever else. And based on those answers in that block, you can compute. You'll need a programmer, but Node.js is pretty common. So you can find someone relatively inexpensive, and you can actually say, oh, number of floors, add this, number of square feet, add this, and it'll actually save that information to give a quote. All right. Then we have our rate limiter, which is good for drip campaigns. So with drip campaigns, you don't want to send 2,000 messages at once. So using a combination of the rate limiter, only letting 50 people an hour, 20 people an hour, whatever, in combination with a randomizer, helps you stay out of the spam box. Super duper important. So that tool is in there. One of my favorites is the redirect visitor. So when people fill out a form based on their answers, we can go ahead and take them to a different location when they submit, the destination of the form submit. That's what this is. All right. And then of course we have our wait condition, wait for replies, have our standard messaging blocks. And then we have a full IVR system, which is what I'm showing here. You know, really, really flexible. And by the way, that phone system can connect to a SIP Trump app. So there's a free one on the Google Play or the Android store that I'm playing with. So far, I'm having some luck. So you can actually receive and place phone calls just like an app on your phone, like legit phone calls. So that's what's cool about the system and using SIP trunking. This is where we control the phone system. We can have all of our extensions. We can create ring groups. We can see voicemails. We can see call logs. This is me testing. Has some payment tracking and so forth where you can do subscriptions. I will say this, that there's a lot of features coming up here that we're working on that are going to be able to do all your billing in here. Okay. Coupons and so forth. Settings. This is cool. One of my favorite things, and one of the things I really, really love here is that you can create roles and permissions. You know, with the old system, you know, most of y'all know I'm a power user with high level. You know, all you can do is turn on and off features when it comes to access. You can't give someone view only. You can't do stuff like that. While as here, this is a great example. Lisa invited in a web developer into our system, and she turned off all their access. This is just billing, guys. Create, delete, edit, report, view. That's the chat widget. Companies. Configuration. This is the contacts, which is really cool. You can limit people from being able to add people to workflows. Forms and so forth. You get the idea. There's a lot in here where you can control. In this case, a web designer, she wanted her to be able, or him to be able to create templates, edit the template, and then domains, be able to view domains, but not be able to edit or delete them, and so forth. So real nice granular control. And what's super cool is as you grow, you know, I can't say this enough. When one of my biggest things with high level is that when they would release a new feature, everybody has access to that feature that's in my system. Well, if I have 500 users, I got to go in manually to take it away off each one. Not with this one. All I have to do is edit the role, and everybody with that role, it's edited and updated automatically. All right. And the same goes for APIs for your technical guys. You can give your API limited permission, so if it's ever abused, they don't get the keys to the castle, right? Then the white label. This is what's really cool. You get to control your branding. Put in your chat widget. You get to control your PWA mobile app. When it installs on the home screen on your phone. You get to control the navigation. You get to control this. My favorite, packaging. So you can create your packages, have a lot of granular control here. And these are all the features you can turn on and off. And what's super slick is you can limit the number of contacts. Like I could say, you know what, you can only get 1,000 contacts in my starter package. And after that, you're going to pay extra. All right. Really, really cool. And there's a ton of features. Lots of things here that you get to control, and you get to choose your markup. We double everything to our customers in local remix, right? So when we're paying about 2 cents, they pay 4 for an MMS. So we make 2 cents for all of our customers. This is a money maker in our business with our businesses that we service. You can give them a free phone number or charge extra and so forth. So there's a lot of control here, and turn on and off and say, you know what, I'm going to give you 1,000 emails. Then after that, that's included in your package plan. And then after that, you're going to pay 1,000th of a cent. Right? So that's what's cool. Lots of control, and you can build a lot of really, really powerful packages, better entry-level packages, and stagger them in a way that makes sense to get your foot in the door, but ultimately require them to upgrade. One of my favorite things to do is, and Lisa, that's part of Lisa's training that she's going to start in about a week, is we can give away a free chat widget, and it's a regular chat widget. Yes, you can text with it, but texting's turned off unless you upgrade to the texting plan in our system. So there's a lot of flexibility here. You can even give complimentary credits and so forth. We get to control the system emails. In other words, the emails when there's a negative balance. You have full editing capabilities of customizing, your emails. Blueprints is what, in high level, what snapshots are. And you get to control. These are some of the things we built. We can say, give this, and so forth. And that's how you pass things down. And you can, when you create a package, and mind you, you can create unlimited packages here. Remember, every plan in Agency Remix has rebilling. So you get to pass on all your costs. In high level, you got to be on the 497 plan to be able to pass down your SMS cost. Every plan in this one can do that. All right. So moving on. Oh, that's what I want to show you. We can add blueprints here automatically with a package. So it's a lot more self-serving. It's
Danny, do you want me to save questions to the end or ask as we go?
I think I'm ready for questions.
Okay, we only have one, and I'm throwing it up here on the screen, and it was, can you have one or more fields that are hidden until the customer answers a question?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was Arcady. That is very doable. All you do is you put in the item you want, and then you go to the other one, and then you put I think you default hide it, but you put true when that answer is shown up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the form builder, and I have used every form builder on the planet for WordPress, and then having built forms in other platforms, as Danny's nicely saying, so we don't knock anybody else. it's been frustrating. And this form builder just has so many more options and so much more we can do that it's very promising to be able to put together some really cool stuff. And something that I really like is the forms look nice right out the gate. We're not having to apply a bunch of CSS just to make them look decent. They actually look nice. They function well. Everything about the form builder is pretty cool. Renison asked for the code for the 297 option. I put that in the chat. At the end of this, we are going to put up a slide that will show the 3 packages. I do plan on going over that and then showing you what all the codes are, because you will need codes to actually get that to work. Any other questions, please put them in your respective chat places, whether in YouTube and or Facebook right now. Go ahead and put them in. Danny, did you have something else you wanted to show, or do you want me to jump in the web builder?
It's all you, Lisa. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share mine. And as you can see there, and then let me jump over there. One of the things that I was super excited to start working on was an idea I have of something called one-click templates. So nothing bothers me more than having to look through 500 templates to find the one I want to use or show to my customer. So I dreamed up an idea that I started to implement in high level and then backed off because of IP concerns and other concerns. So now I'm building them in this new platform in Agency Remix. And I got to tell you, I actually like it better. So all good things, all good things. So just to kind of bring, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here. The web builder is hands down awesome. It does a lot of good stuff. Now, if you've never worked with a flex builder, you're going to struggle a minute because it's different. It's different than Divi, for example. Divi's not a flex builder. It's a builder, but it doesn't have flex involved in it. So it took me a little bit of time to start getting the feel for it. But once I did, all things were good. But here's what's really cool about this. And I'm going to pin this so you guys can see the whole website here. The way we're building these templates, and this is just a sample, we're going to give you a template, and that template is going to have a varied amount of headers, a varied amount of footers. And this is just, again, an example. There's not a lot in here. But notice this template, when I come up here and I click to show the layers, has 3 headers and 3 content blocks. I want you to imagine for a minute when you're trying to build a website, you look at a template and go, man, I like the header from this one, and I like the middle part from that one, and I like the footer from that one. And so you end up having or at least in Divi and some of the tools I've used, I've had to take and make all 3 of them, then start copying code from one to the other. The way we're going to build our templates is pretty simple. Right now, you're looking at header 1 and content 1. But if I want to look at a different header, it's going to be as easy as hiding the header I don't want and then showing the header I do want. So let me go hide this one. And I'm just grabbing some stuff right now. So I didn't play with these too much. I didn't make them pretty or special or anything like that. So notice I hid one and showed another. But you know what? I don't like that one. So let's show this one. And this one is different. So I'm actually pointing and clicking and playing with things. Same with, we'll put this header back on. If I want to show content 1, and let me go back, content 1 was already turned on. So I want to turn off content 1 and show content 2. Notice it's easier for me to put together a website in a way that I literally can build something quickly and fast, right? Don't like content 2. That's right. Hide that and go ahead and show content 3. And then I could come in here and make some changes. What's also cool about this web builder is we do have some global properties, right? So if I wanted to come here and say, you know what, for the entire website, I don't like purple buttons and this, that, and the other. I actually have the ability to pick color palettes and change color palettes. Now, right now, as is, there's not the control I would love. The control I would love, and this is already on a wish list, The control I would love is, yes, have some of these pre-built for me, but I also want one where I can just put the colors I want, the 6 colors I want. But say I wanted to change this, I could come here and click a button and notice things changed in the entire site. This is global to the entire site. Again, you might want to override some things. Maybe you don't like the way it did it. But at the end of the day, this is still cooler than having to figure out variables and do all sorts of craziness. So that's a great start. I do want to see this, get a little better. It's the same with some global styles of what do you want your heading 1 to be, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, etc. What is a button going to look like by default? So we have global styles here, which I think is amazing. I love it. I'm enjoying it. But I also have the ability, for example, and I'm going to come back here and show my layers again. And I'm just going to hide this one just so you can see. Let's say I give you a template and you don't like what's in that template. And we plan on having 10 headers, 10 heroes, 10 content, 10 testimonials, 10 this, 10 that. But maybe there's a section you want to add your own. It's as easy as saying new section and grabbing a save section. And that save section is going to give you a whole bunch to choose from. Now, when I share, like right now, we're sharing through a streaming platform. My computer's going to go a little slow, but then it starts loading up all these different sections that you can pick from, and it's going to take a minute, but you get the idea. If I want to add a new section, I literally just click on that, and it's going to insert that new section for me, right? So very point and clickable to where I can add sections, and then I might come over here and maybe call this, content 4, what have you. When we deliver these templates to you, they're going to be, designed, and they're going to be a certain way. The first template coming to you guys, so everyone who's in the program, everyone who's a member of Agency Remix, the first template coming to you guys is the agency template. In other words, your business. If you don't already have a website, you will have one, point and click easy, and you will be able to deploy that in December. You will have a website up, done, finished in December. That's part of the training I'm going to do. It's part of the commitment we're making, you guys. Why? Too many people, too many that I meet with tell me, well, I don't have my website up yet. We're gonna solve that. Now, if you do have a website, remember, just because it's an agency template doesn't mean you can't use it for other businesses, because everything's going to be point and click changeable, right? If I want to change this background image, I'm just going to click on that section. I'm going to click and be able to change the background, point and click easy, right? There it is right there. It's just that easy. So these are very easy to work on. They're very easy to play with. But again, the builder's a flex builder. I'm going to do training. I'm going to help everyone understand how to use the builder. As Danny said, we're both segregated in a way that he's going to focus on certain aspects of the platform. I'm going to focus on others. We're not trying to learn each other's side of the house. We're not trying to be experts on each other's side of the house, so we can get you guys more information quicker and totally ramp this thing up quicker. So with that said, you do have the ability to add pages. You can have as many pages as you want. In this particular case, we only have a home page. That's all we have. But I can add pages and work on pages and things like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let me go back here, and I'm going to turn off the web builder and see if we have questions. And I also want to say a couple words before I answer questions. I want to really talk about why this is a big deal, why I think this web builder is better than most I've seen. It spits out pure raw HTML. So after we build it and we hit publish, it creates an old-fashioned HTML page. And I'll be honest, in the beginning, I was like, oh, that's going to make me as a web developer look like I'm behind the times. Not true. When we spit out pages from this builder and we go into Google page speeds, these pages are testing at a 98, 99, sometimes even 100 score. That's going to be amazing for SEO. We have the ability to inject code anywhere on any page. And we have the ability to add code globally in headers and footers. There is no reason why we can't SEO every one of the pages, every one of the sites we build in here. Now, I will say there's a couple of things that are on the list that are currently being developed that aren't ready yet. For instance, global templates. We do not currently have a way to do a global header, and it changes when you change it in one place everywhere else, but that's coming. It's high up. We made it very important in the list that it needs to be done as quickly as possible. Remember, I use these tools myself. I run my own agency. I am going to be the first person to be saying this needs to be at the top, whereas this is just could wait. But one of the members already in Agency Remix is Miss Carolyn Holzman. Why is that important? She's a major tester, and she wants to help us test this platform. And we're going to perform some very serious tests on the pages. Now, the reason why I wanted to employ someone else to help, let's be honest, I'm not a tester. I'm not good at the protocol. I learned that this morning when I posted in a group and someone said, okay, well, what exactly did you do? I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Because I didn't keep track. I was like, I just changed something. What'd you change? When did you change it? How'd you change it? That's not my world. So she is committed to help us test the platform. And when we find things that are a problem, we're going to put them on a list, put them on a roadmap to get them fixed or get them corrected or to help. So with that said, best builder I've seen in a long time. It's really, really amazing. I'm enjoying using it. Yeah, there's some quirks to it, but I'm still able to do everything I want to do quickly and swiftly. All right. Now, did we get any questions, Danny, that I need? Will there be a demo site? All right. So, Redison, I'm assuming you're asking, will we have sites that you can demo for your customers? Here's the cool part. You don't need our sites, but yes, we will have some demo sites that we will put up that will have agnostic branding, meaning it won't say made with Agency Remix, because when you repackage your version of Agency Remix, it's probably going to be under your moniker, right? So your logo. But with these templates, you're going to be able to literally, and I promise I'll do this session if you want, like I'll post this video. You will be able to create a site, buy a domain, publish site on that domain literally in an hour. I promise you. That's how easy using these templates are and what we're going to give you. So if you don't have a portfolio, we're going to talk about that in the training, right? We're going to talk about you can't go out and try to sell something when you have nothing to show people. So I definitely, Renison, want you to build your own demo sites. So at the bottom, you can, put made by Renison, made by whatever. That's important. That buys your credibility with your customer. We're going to talk about that as we go.
And I'd like to add, and I've got the next question. I'd like to add that Redison already signed up, so welcome.
Yeah, Renison, awesome. There's people who join that I'm always excited about, and they're the people that ask the hard questions, right? And the reason why I like people who ask the hard questions or ask a lot of questions is if they're thinking it, so are other people. So Renison's one of those guys. I always appreciate it. Is there training available before the appointment? No. That's part of being a founder with us. There isn't a lot of training available. I start training December 6th. Why am I not starting it this week? Because I got to get it ready this week. So that way next week, when we start the training, I have a plan in place. I'm committed to a minimum of one session per week for training. I will guess that you're going to see me come out with extra videos and extra things that we will add to a platform where you can see it and go through it and things like that. So there is no training available.
Well, let me add, because obviously you have your side, and kind of like me, I'm a little bit more on the how to set it up. What are we trying to do? Can we build this? And that's why I put my calendar link in, which I already saw you book, Renison, and you booked a couple weeks from now, and I know you want to get started. Now, I'm not going to put any formal training on before then, because the one-on-one, everybody has different needs. But I will say this: if you need help between now and then, just shoot me a message, and I will be more than happy to do my best to keep you rolling, because I know how exciting it is to get a new toy and you want to learn it and everything like that. And even though there's no formal training, I'm going to be jumping in and trying to do lives in the meantime, because we have that happy balance of onboarding all these people. And to be honest with you, I kind of like the one-on-one to get you guys started. It's a lot more work for me, but we're only talking about you. And I think that's very, 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 very important, because when it boils down to, like I said, I'm going to try to keep it simple for you. If you're trying to do something, we're going to talk about it. I don't want to do generic training because different people have different requirements.
100%, 100%. And I saw a question: do we set up our agency as a sub account or under the main account? So I know why you're asking that, because in high level, if you're a high level person, you have your main account and then your agency is a sub account. In this platform, that's not the way it is. And that makes sense, because your main account is your agency. So your customers will be in that account. But yes, you create sub accounts for each customer once they become a customer. But until they're a customer, they're just a lead, if that makes sense. So it is a little different. Danny will show you that when he onboards you. For those of you guys who, say, hey, well, I don't want to have to wait 2 weeks. That's why we were very adamant about saying, Danny is spending a good hour or more with each person. Do the math. We don't have enough hours in the day for Danny to do that. And he needs to block half his time a day to continue to work with the platform, with the developers, things like that. So spots are limited. If there's so many people who need a few things, Danny can put out a quick video, stream it into Facebook and YouTube, and then you guys will have it. And we plan on doing that. We plan on, making sure you guys have what you need. We might not have a formal training for it. We might not pull up with everyone individually. If we feel there's a need out there, we're probably going to make a quick video, get it out there, dirty and fast. Putting together training, putting together step training with all the resources, that's going to come. But for right now, people come on as a founder. If you've been on a founder group with me before, you get way more one-on-one time with us, but you have less resources that you can go through on your own time in the very beginning, right? So keep that in mind.
And let me add. So I'm going to re-emphasize this, because that was Jade that asked that. And Jade, welcome, because I know you're in the system. So thanks for subscribing. Yes, you absolutely, there's no sub account. Your account is your agency account. So when you set up a sub account in Agency Remix, they're a contact in your subscription. So Lisa was correct. I like this hierarchy a little bit better, because then you're at the top of the pyramid. So I hope that answers that question. We did have one question from Arcady. Do we allow dynamic images based on custom values? We don't have the equivalence of custom values. We have something different. The short answer is not yet. We're working on a new system that will allow a faster implementation for templates and everything like that. But there is a way to install text and have the customer do it for you, instead of you having to fill all those values. But we're working on a nice system of implementing what we have here, also with what I like in high level, and merging it. So I see that on the roadmap.
So I was going to just touch on this real quick, Danny. So Tamara said, oh my God, I love that. Up and ready to go in an hour. That's so amazing. Thank you, team. You're welcome. Here's the cool part about that. Here's something that if you guys haven't put 2 and 2 together and figured this out, imagine somebody in a market that we have a template for says, hey, I'm interested in doing a website, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You could do a quick mock-up for them and help them understand, hey, I threw this together from stuff we already had. You could have that put together for them in like an hour and reply back to them and say, here's just a quick idea of what I'm thinking, and see where they go with that. It could be the beginning of a great relationship when they go, holy crap, you did that in an hour. Now, the caveat is you don't do it in an hour. Like I wouldn't do it for a day or two, so they think it took you more than an hour, right? Because you want to show some value of time. But being able to quickly mock something up or have those customers that come to you and say, I only have $500 or I only have $1,000. I used to turn those people away. I used to turn them all away. And now I don't turn them away. Now for $500 or $1,000, I can have a site done in an hour. I mean, I'll work for that. Or I'll give it to my developer or have somebody else do it. So that's why we're creating these amazing templates. And again, I'm committed to putting out, the first one is going to be out probably by next week. The next one will be out probably 2 to 3 weeks after that. It's not about creating so many, because now the way I'm building them with this new concept I call them one-click templates, but I'm able to build in a way that I now don't have to take pieces from each template. I just literally am turning on and off and saying, yep, I love that. Let me show the client that. And when you publish it, anything hidden does not show. Now, by the time you actually publish for real, anything you're not using, I'm going to instruct you, delete all that stuff. You don't want all that extra bloat, in the system. But we'll work on that. But really, really cool stuff. I'm very excited about the web builder. So, and if you guys don't know, I am a true developer at heart. Website design was the first thing I ever did. It's what I love. I'm definitely a coder, but all the languages I did were mostly web development languages, Java and C#, C++, but it was all in an effort to build systems and develop websites back in the day. So love it. And I'm glad I'm getting back to my roots a little bit because it's fun. I actually enjoy it.
For those of you that have already joined during this call and today, I'm going to be sending you a link for you to get into our private agency remix group for subscribers. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah,
I'm actually working on it right now.
Are you cool if I just show one more thing?
Take it away.
He's like, I don't know what you're showing. This is something I did literally in about 2 hours just to play with it. So I just kind of wanted to show it to you guys real quick. I created a website and it's at writerremix.com. And this is something we're doing with my writing team. And my lead writer is actually gone in as a partner with us. We actually built this website in less than 2 hours. It's not done yet. It doesn't have everything in it yet. But what's cool about this is, and I'll just pull down here, she is actually going to resell to what she considers her customers, right? So like you're an agency, you sell to mom and pop. She's a writer and she wants to sell to other writers and authors. And so we came up with, the plans, what she wants to do. But the cool thing I wanted to show you, I'm going to jump out of the web builder. Oh, let me publish that since I made a couple of changes. And then let me exit out of here. One more. Give it a sec. Publish, come on. There we go. I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to log in as her real quick. And like Danny said, we're going to, and I have a shortcut, don't I, Danny? Danny taught me how to do this pretty slick shortcut. Oh, I didn't make it for that one. Oh, well. And that's the thing. Danny's got some really cool stuff. Let me log into her account real quick. Because I want to show you what we did that I want you to get your mind spinning on this stuff. So I'm going to log in to this account. And by the way, Jennifer and I have worked together for over 10 years. She's okay with me showing her stuff. If you have stuff, don't think in training, we're just going to show your stuff to everyone. We would not do that. So here's what I wanted to show you. When she sells to writers, writers could care less about pipelines. The word pipeline is not going to be sexy to them. Instead, we renamed that, which you can do, white labeling the system, to tasks. And it works like a task to where she can do need to do, in process, waiting. Her customers can have their own task lists. We also renamed her contacts to readers because authors don't have contacts, they have readers. So notice the level of white label we were able to do in the system. And we're going to keep pushing the developers to do more and more and more of this kind of stuff, to where when you sell your brand, it is literally your brand. You can choose to not let them have access to certain things, to where when they log in, they would see their inbox, their tasks, their readers, their calendar, what have you, their websites, and then maybe you don't show them anything else. But the idea of being able to not only white label it, but to use a feature like pipelines in a different way. So think that through. Like, yes, it's a pipeline, but I can add something, call agent, whatever they need to call their agent. They can put it on here. It's a need to do. Oh, I left a message. I can move it over to here. Right.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Lisa, not to ruin your flow. Coming from high level, that had to be assigned to a contact. And we don't have that restriction here.
Yeah. There's a lot of little nuances. And when people have asked me to compare high level to this, I say, you're going to lose stuff, you're going to gain stuff. It's different.
Yep.
But I feel like everything from the ground up here is built in a way that the things you do have are better and more flexible. Like when you think about what Danny was talking about with the roles, right? Just even the roles, being able to, create different types of customers, where some would only get access to tasks because that's all they bought, or some would only get access to websites because that's all they bought. All done in one place, and you just move them from role to role. Whereas in other platforms, and again, I don't want to bash any other platform. We still use high level. We love high level, but it just wasn't fitting our needs in a way that was this flexible. And hence why we adopted this platform and started building this platform. So, and we can talk about those things on so many features. Danny and I wanted today not to overwhelm, not to show you guys too much. We literally wanted to make it simpler. But yes, there's more we can show you. There's cooler things. Like we didn't even talk about the unified inbox, the way the inbox is different in this platform. The number one thing customers said to me when I was pitching them on the old system, I would say, it's got a unified inbox and it can read Facebook and it can do this and it can do that. And a majority of them would say, well, I don't care about Facebook or Google. Can it read my inbox? No, it can't read your email. This platform can. So it opened the door for us on some level, but it lacks. For instance, this system cannot connect to Google and show Google messages right now. It can't connect to Facebook and show Facebook messages right now. Is it on the wish list? Sure. But is it important to us? No. It's a cool selling feature for the other platform. It's a great feature they tell people. But in actuality, when we went out and tried to sell that to our customers, the only reason they cared is because we told them they should care. But now that I don't mention it, nobody cares. Nobody said to me, oh, if it could connect to Facebook, I'd be in. They don't say that. They're so enamored by the fact that they don't have to have an email for all of their people. And if their people leave, the email box is still sitting in a place to where some other agent can see it same day. It's just so much easier and better for real business. I don't know what real business is, but to me, that just means like, just has a better application, what people really need, as opposed to, I think, what other platforms project people think they need, right? Don't build a platform based on that. Build a platform based on flexibility. And that's what this platform offers, a lot more flexibility. And that's why we love it. So we wouldn't go down this path, I promise you, if we weren't 100% on board with this platform, because Danny and I have spent a lot of money and we're about to throw down a lot more money in licensing and other things to make sure we give you guys the best platform. I do want to mention this, and then again, we'll open it to questions. If we have no questions, I'll let you guys go. This is not a platform that me and Danny are personally building from the ground up. Why? Because we are not enterprise level developers. We don't know the first thing about being that. We would never try to take this on ourselves. So we partnered with a company that we feel has the enterprise level experience that not only we didn't have, but we really feel that a lot of the other platforms, ones we've mentioned today, do not have. With that said, we pay for licensing for every person on this platform. It's not a free ride for us either. We love that. We love that because we all have skin in the game then. But where I'm going with this is what we do with our implementation is only us. So if you hear me talk about we're going to try to get Quora, Yax, this, that, the other API'd in or functionality, that's us personally. That's Agency Remix only. That's not stuff, those kind of things aren't stuff that are coming from the primary development because they're focused on the bones of the tool. But because the tool is extensible, meaning we can program things into it, that's why it's a really good marriage, right? So I've said this before, I'll say it again. If it concerns you who the other entity is, schedule a call with us. We'll talk you through it. Well, the only reason we're not throwing it out there is because it does deserve a one-on-one conversation with each person to make a good decision. I will say that every person we've had that one-on-one call with has gone with Agency Remix, but I guarantee you there's going to be somebody who says, yeah, but I want to do this. And based on that, I'm probably going to recommend they don't. It's going to happen. I'm sure of it. So we want to have that one-on-one with you guys, 100%. What time is your training going to be on December 6th? Well, let me go look and see if I put it on my own calendar. I did. I put it for 3 p.m. Tuesday because we are going to replace the VIP for right now with that training session because it was the only slot I actually had I could do weekly that was already blocked and didn't mess up. So it's actually, if you're still in VIP and you haven't switched over, we're not going to forget about you. At least this first session, it was the only slot I could do on that particular week. It's the only slot I could pick. So I picked that one. So it's going to be the same slot that VIP is in, at least on that day. Now, every other week is when we do VIP. So my plan is for every other week, we're not doing VIP. I'm going to do sales training, but I think I'm going to do sales training every week. So we'll have to figure out what the other day is, if that makes sense. I'm probably going to do 2 different times. So I don't know if that'll be confusing to people, but that will help people. Like I want to do a morning session too, because some people, different time zones, that works better. So we'll have to figure that out. Briefly, what Yax is. It's spelled Y-A-C-C-S. Y-A-C-C-S. Yax is a platform that's used for SEO purposes, and it creates cloud-based stacks. So it's cloud stacking. If you're familiar with that in SEO, that's what the tool does. If you're not familiar with it, I won't do it justice. We are planning on having Jesper involved in our community very heavily. We're going to have him and come do a webinar with you guys, teach you how to do it. If we figure out what we can install and API into our platform and make it better, we'll do that. And if we do that, obviously Jesper will be in there with us 100%. We met Jesper, and I've heard about him through Keith for a long time. Heard about him in the circles. I don't test tools. I don't do that. I leave that up to, my SEO team. But we had the opportunity to meet Jesper, and he is one sharp, cool dude. I knew immediately I wanted to partner with him. I knew immediately I wanted to be in his stratosphere. So YAC stands for Yet Another Cloud Stacking Software. Yeah, Yet Another Cloud Stacking Software. So it should be YACSS. YACSS. I had an extra C instead of an S. But we will 100% have Jesper come in. Again, some of you guys I know are thinking about getting on our 10X. 10X has every process known to man that I use written out with video to help train you, your team, etc. Plus. It's got so much stuff. Anybody in the 10X, I've already got this question last week. Are we going to still get the written processes for what you do? If you're in 10X, yes. The reason being, because they bought the ability to get every little thing I do. Everyone who knows me knows I don't do anything that's not written first. I don't do anything without having training videos for my team, for my staff. Are we going to include that all in Agency Remix? We're not. We're not. So if you're in 10X, good news for you. You're going to have the best of both worlds. If you're not in 10X, unless you're doing heavy scaling, it's probably not right for you. But how do you find out? You talk to me. I will not let you join anything that will waste your money, right? If you've been around Agency Fast Track community long enough, you know we're here for your success. We are not here to just make a buck. It's not who we are. It's not what we do. So feel free to schedule something with me. Danny, I'm going to throw up a slide real quick because let's see. And I'm going to get to the right slide on it. Dude, Restream. Love me some Restream. Well, this is our new software, guys. If you don't know, Danny found, because I bitched like 2 weeks ago about, what was it, StreamYard? I was not happy and I was struggling. And so he went out, because he is tech dude, like extraordinaire, and he found this other stuff. Oh, I am very excited about it. So what I'm doing is I'm not wasting your time, so you see everything going on. I'm getting to the exact slide I want you to see. And I'm going to put it up here. All right, looking forward to Flex Builder. Yeah. Let me tell you about the Flex Builder. At first, I was like, oh, I am screwing stuff up. I'm messing stuff up. I still got a lot to learn, but the flexibility, hence why it's called flexibility, of what we can do, the flexibility of what we can do in that builder. I love Divi. And if you've been around me long enough, you know that I will literally be okay with it being slow AF, right? Everyone says, Divi's not great for SEO. It's not. But I tell you, I can make up for that in other ways. Because I loved the builder so much, I like this builder. And it's fast. And it's getting 98 and 100 scores out of the box when I publish. So I love. These are the deals on the page. So if you're thinking about getting involved with Agency Remix, we have founders plans. This is an old slide. The last time I checked, we only had 30 spots left on the monthly. I did this wrong. We only have 50 spots total. And when I did this slide, I did it wrong because I put 47 to 50, 25. It makes it look like we're selling way more spots than we are. We only opened up 50 seats, period. So I think we're down to only having about 20 left, but I will do the math. I'll make sure I tell you guys, I'll throw it in the YouTube. I don't see why it matters. If you want in, come in. But here are the ways you can come in, okay? So monthly, $297. $297 is $200 off what we plan on selling it for. $497 easily beats even high level, hands down, because of everything we're giving you. High level doesn't. $297 is a steal for everything you get. If you're on our current VIP, the minute you join, like today, everyone who's joined, I'm going to go cancel your VIP. You do not pay us for that anymore. So you save that money. Then you're going to cancel, and we'll tell you about this, but you want to cancel your Mailgun if you're not going to continue using high level. If you are, don't cancel it. So that's going to save you $37, $40 a month, etc. So right away, this is a much better deal. If you want to pay yearly, you can pay yearly if you choose. Again, these prices are locked in for the lifetime of your membership. If your membership lapses and you cancel your membership, no, you cannot rejoin, at the old price. This will go up after we fill the 50 spots. This pricing is going up. And I did write it wrong on the slide for last week. I said how many slots, but
I think we've got about half of those already taken.
I know we do. We had 30 of the 50 plus a couple of the yearly plus a few of the LTD. So I would be surprised if we have 20 slots left. So, but we're literally closing it. Why? I know people say, well, why wouldn't you just open it to everyone? Because we want to work with the people. So we already, when we said 50, we already had 10 people and we've been working with those 10. So we technically only opened, I think, 40 more seats. We want to work with you guys, make you successful, make sure you're selling stuff, make sure you're making money. And we do that by keeping the group small, keeping things segregated. We have a agency remix group that we have separate for some of the power users. We're going to keep it that way. If you're a beginner, you're not going to that group. And there's a reason, because they don't want to go to your group and hear about beginner stuff. And we do have some advanced people. They're in a private group. They will stay in that private group. If we feel you can benefit that group or benefit from that group, we'll move you over to that group. Otherwise, everyone will be in the general agency remix group. We have, and I don't know how many we have left, but we have lifetime deals. This is one time. The only reason we're offering lifetime deals right now is because we're trying to crowdsource to buy a bunch of licensing. We're trying to get our developers to build a bunch of stuff, and we want to pay for it with everyone's money, right? We don't want to put it out of our own pocket at the end of the year if we can help it. So that's why we're doing it. We have 10 of those. We would not sell the 11th because we don't own the license to sell you. We pay for monthly licenses. We don't even pay for yearly. We pay monthly. So if we don't own the license, we can't do it. And unfortunately, the folks that we're buying licensing from are limiting the amount of lifetime licenses we can even purchase because they're doing the same thing. They're crowdsourcing right now. So we're not going to sell you something unless we own it. So those are super limited. That means $8,500. You never pay us again for your membership. I'm going to be hyper clear here. No matter which membership you get on, there might be additional costs. For instance, if we integrate Yaks, you're still going to have a Yaks account, right? I can't, take that away. If we integrate Core the way we want to, you still have to have a Core account. If Danny adds the feature someone asked about earlier, where we're putting up the images and the images have writing on them and stuff like that, you have so many of those with your membership, and anything over that, you're going to get a plan because we pay for them, right? And if we pay $10 or $15 or $20 a month for something, we have 10 or 20 or 30 of those types of things that are optional, we can't absorb all that. So there might be some additional things, but they're always going to be the extra fluff stuff. It's not going to be stuff. The templates come with this. Absolutely no more buying templates. So in the old days on VIP, you got so many templates for free and then you had to buy them. Danny and I hated that. You guys hated that. In this membership, we're not doing it. If we put out a web template, you get it. If we put out an automation, you get it. The only time you're going to pay extra on your membership is if there's a third party or a third cost involved that is based on usage that we can't absorb the cost. And you'll know about those when they are. So keep in mind, this is a dang good deal. This is only, I did the math on it with the $297, and this comes out to be at about 2 years and 4 months or something. And for those of you guys, by the way, if you don't know this, if you're on VIP and you were a founder, it's been over a year that you've been with us. So 2 years goes fast. So if you can swing these, we still got some of these left. And remember, price is locked in forever as long as you have a continuous membership. Memberships are, I didn't say this, but memberships are non-transferable, by the way. So if you want to get out of it, you can't resell or gift to someone else at that price, unfortunately. Let's see. Good morning, Mr. Samuels. Good to see you. Any other questions? I mean, honestly, we could stay on here and talk about this platform for 2 hours if you let us, because we love it. We're excited about it. I just don't want to kill you on time. I actually it didn't update, but I actually updated the pricing. So Danny, what I'm going to do is share this instead. And then, oh, that's the wrong thing. It didn't update when I loaded, but I have the Black Friday pricing on the PowerPoint. I don't know why it didn't come with the updated. Oh, because I'm on the wrong PowerPoint. That's why. All right, any other questions while I get the codes for you guys? Any other questions? Throw them in the chat, raise your hand, say, wait, I have one, I need to type it. You got a few minutes, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this up. And then let me jump to, yeah, I'm making you watch it this time. I just want to get to it. I actually updated this with the codes that we have. All right, so here are your codes. If you want the monthly, you're going to use this code. If you want the yearly, you're going to use this code. And if you want the LTD, you're going to use this code. Question, Lisa, is yearly still left? Can we switch over to yearly? If you've come on as a founder and you're paying monthly, if you contact us today and you want to switch to yearly, yes. We'll just have to cancel the membership and then look at when the new one would come, or prorated, or we'll do something with you. But yes, if you sign up for a monthly and you've decided you want to do yearly, you certainly can do that right now. Danny, you cool with that? I should ask Danny. Yeah. Will the VIP subscription payment automatically be canceled, or do we need to send a note? You do not need to send a note. The minute you sign up for Agency Remix, we look to see if you're a VIP. If you're a VIP, we cancel that payment in the system. You should not get charged again. We're not going back and looking at when the last time you paid. Unfortunately, it was when it was, but you will not get charged again. If for some reason you get charged again, let us know. Stripe seems to interface with the system very easily, and we've had no problems. But there's been, I think, one person who said they canceled in the platform, and then PayPal didn't cancel. So if you paid with PayPal, and if you don't know this, anytime you pay with PayPal on a subscription, you control that subscription, not the other party. You can always cancel it by just going into your PayPal subscriptions and cancel. But yes, we're going to take care of that cancellation. It should update. I know it updates on Stripe if you paid on a regular, but on PayPal, you might want to just go check to make sure it did cancel in PayPal as well. If for some reason it doesn't and you get charged again, just let us know. We'll refund that. We'll work with you to make sure we get it canceled.
It's Arcady.
Got it. Yeah, we're trying not to have to go back and fool with any past. Arcady, just think how much value you got from us in the last week.
This one is Jade, the one that was asking about the VIP.
Yeah, Jade, we'll get that canceled. Like after this call, we'll go and make sure everyone that signed up today, and same thing later today. You guys have till midnight PST on all of our deals, including this. If you can't commit to this until you have that call with Danny, the commitment we're making is if you'll schedule that call with Danny right now, and that call is through a certain date. I think Danny would give him a month, but again, if LTDs are gone, they're gone. There's nothing I can do about that. If plain and simple, I'm not going to really worry about the monthly or yearly. We don't care about how many spots. Again, this total was supposed to be 50, and somehow I don't know why I did that. But the LTDs, when they're gone, they're gone. I cannot. We only have so many, and once they're gone, they're gone. I can't make those up. I can't. Here, we just have to buy more more monthly licenses. That's all. And remember, on this one, we are we are actually paying the extra 2 months for you because we still pay for the license, right? So we're taking that out of us to allow you guys to have yearly. Why? Because I want that option as a business owner, so I know you want it too. All right. Well, I still see live. We have 10 people with us, but if you have no more questions, I'm calling last call right now. If you have a question and you need time to type it, just type in. Hold on. Otherwise, if we don't have any questions, we're going to close this down. Deals end midnight PST because I don't think California should be punished, right? I've had people do that before when I closed at midnight CST. But in the morning, tomorrow morning, these will no longer be available. So now these, again, these will be available only to those folks who have scheduled an appointment with Danny using the link. Danny, you want to throw that link up one more time in the chat? One more time. You have to use the link, schedule an appointment with Danny. We just can't. If you don't care about LTD, it's not going to matter. Now, you cannot join the training. You cannot join our groups. You cannot get involved until you're a paying member. That's only fair, right? That's only fair. So if your appointment's not for a month with Danny, that's when you scheduled it, then you'll have to wait to start learning, using, etc. But do schedule with Danny. And if there's some urgency, let us know. Like, hey, I can't get an appointment with you. I want to buy today. I want to get this. I need to talk to you. If Danny's not free, I'll try to make some time to talk to you.
Yeah, feel free to send me a message, and if you have me on Skype or in Facebook Messenger, and I'll do my best. I know my calendar. I mean, I'm already being told that I'm booked solid for hour appointments for the next few weeks. There might be some 30-minute slots. Obviously, we want to get you guys in as soon as possible, and the demand's there. So I'll do my best to work a little extra late, and shoot me a private message, and maybe we can set a time just outside my normal hours, just so we can get everybody going.
Awesome. Link is in the chat. That's where you get to Danny's calendar. If you need to get with me for any reason, I'm going to give you right there, and then we'll go back to the other slide. This is how you link with me. psm.as.me/AFTS strategy session. I can't copy that from where I'm at and put it in the chat, but I will add it to the stream after it ends. I'll put it in Facebook and YouTube. So you will be able to find that there. We'll make sure all those links are in there. Lastly, if you want to see all the Black Friday deals again or sign up for anything else, just go to www.agencyfasttrack.com/BF2022. And again, midnight PST. Midnight PST. Guys, thank you.
Sign up, it's agencyremix.com.
Yes, agencyremix.com is where you sign up. I probably should have put that on this here slide, huh?
And there is a chat widget on there. If you have any questions, it's another way to get a hold of us.
Yeah, we are not unreachable. We're not unreachable. Both of us are very, very active. Well, Danny's active in Skype because I make him. He hates Skype, but I spend my days in Skype, so therefore. All right, as always, it's Monday. And hopefully you guys are not checked out for the holidays. And I'll leave you guys with this Monday mindset. We now have another 2 to 3 very productive weeks left in 2022. I want you guys to start thinking about your New Year's resolutions, but I don't want you to wait till New Year's to start doing those things, right? It's not time to check out. It's not. And you're going to hear me say the same thing about the week between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of people check out, right? If you build your business right, if you build it in a way where you are the CXO of your business, every day is a holiday because every day you get to decide what you want to do and you can take time off, right? Last thing, and I'm not going to get into this, but I was asked this and I forgot to mention it. I had teased that we were going to do a training called Best Year Ever. We did it last year. It was a hit. Yes, we're doing it again. It is going to start probably next week as well. I'll send something out about that. It might start, a little later in the week. I don't want to confuse all the training, but for those of you guys who just need that extra, how to organize your calendar, your schedule, how to make goals, it's going to be more about the overarching business. We do it every year. Yes, we are doing that again. I know I have people who look forward to that. So you'll get some information about that. As an agency remix member, unannounced deal, you get to go through that training absolutely free, because this year it's paid training, because last year we had so much demand. We had like 200 people sign up and it was very hard to manage. So this year we're going to make it paid. You guys get free access to that as an agency remix member. All right. Have an amazing rest of your week. Make it powerful, make it productive, and more importantly, make it prosperous. I'll see you guys next week. Back to regularly scheduled Monday Mindset. Thanks, everyone. Have an amazing week.